In recent years, a popular show is Orange is the New Black. It's based on a character who is sent to prison for unknowingly transporting a suitcase full of drug money. Whether she was aware or not, she was cheating the government, and the penalty was going to jail. What does this show have to do with this presentation? It is intended as a reminder that some students have added the internet and other technology uses to their repertoire of tools that help them cheat, and ways we can address each of them. Does this make cheating the new black? Well, not really, but cheating is a lot easier today than it was just a few years ago. The most common type of technology used for cheating is the cell phone, and generally it's a smartphone with a data plan which allows for internet access. With a smartphone, it's easy to text or Snapchat a question or list of questions and someone then sends back the answer. Or a student could take a photo of the test with their cell phone camera, send the image to a friend or group of friends who then send back answers. These examples take the idiom "two heads are better than one" to a whole new level. This same photo of the test can then be shared with others who might be in a different class but expect to take the same test. Using a cell phone with internet access, students sometimes look up answers, but this is slightly less likely because it's much easier to get caught using the cell phone this way. One of the more inventive ways students use cell phones to cheat is by connecting a very small Bluetooth earpiece to a cell phone. Once connected, friends can feed a student facts or answers into the almost invisible earpiece. This same technology is also used to self-record audio notes and play those notes with answers to probable questions. The self-recorded notes idea is considered one of the best and most foolproof bets for successful cheating. Associated with this technology use is a recommendation for cheaters to wear very baggy layered clothes. The student is encouraged to put their cell phone in a pocket of the innermost clothing and then cover those clothes with other clothes. If the instructor requires students to lay their cell phone on the table or put it in a certain place in the classroom during testing, the student will be able to turn out their pockets and it will appear that there is nothing in the pockets and the cell phone stays safely hidden under the outer layer of clothes. Very sneaky. Cell phones are not the only way to cheat, and cheating is not limited to high-stake tests. Recently, a student posted a YouTube video of how he made 90 to 100% on every test he took without studying at all. This student was a man in his 40s who decided to go back to school to complete his degree. He was already working in industry as a marketing specialist, but needed the degree that stated he had the proper knowledge. While working on his general education courses, he discovered the website Study Blue. When he would take an online multiple choice quiz over a section of material, he would key in a phrase or keyword, and Study Blue would match up answers for him. At the same time, Study Blue created electronic flashcards based on the questions, and he used those later to study for the higher stakes final exam, since most of the questions on the final were gleaned from the chapter quizzes. There's even a website that has the answers to nearly every multiple choice question from nearly every test bank and textbook in the world, Chegg.com. On Chegg, if you create a free account, you can see the answers to all of the odd numbers questions from a textbook and test banks. For $14.95 per month, you can see all of the answers to every textbook question and multiple choice question available. Is this cheating or simply being resourceful? The real question at this point is, how do we keep students from using technology to unfairly give themselves help like these examples? In general, the answer to curbing cheating, such as the example cited, is by using the questions from a test bank as low-stakes learning opportunities rather than high-stakes tests that count for a majority of the grade. It is more difficult to create tests that are less about regurgitating facts and more about applying knowledge in a way that demonstrates an understanding of knowledge, but it can be done, and they are generally better indicators of learning anyway. If, however, you must use multiple choice tests and are concerned about cheating by using cell phones specifically, here are 6 suggestions. Number 1, monitor students during testing. Do not sit in one spot in the classroom during testing, but move around the room watching and checking for anything suspicious. If the course is online, require proctored testing and make sure the proctor does not allow the use of cell phones during testing. Number 2, do not allow students to bring cell phones and MP3 players into class with them on test days. Number 3, give open book tests. If the questions on the test are thoughtfully constructed, simply having the book will not make the test easier if students have not studied from it. Number 4, at the beginning of the semester or class, ask students if they have cell phones, and if they generally carry them. Then, in order to take the test, students must bring their cell phone as a deposit for their test, and then they may take the test. Once they complete it, they can redeem their cell phone. For online testing, someone with a little background knowledge can lock a browser on a Windows machine to a single website. In a K-12 environment, someone from the IT department would need to create an identity just for testing, and the instructor would need to log into that identity before students could take the test. Number 6, require the use of cell phones for answering questions. Use the cell phones as the actual response system. Put the test up on a whiteboard, a question at a time. Students are given 15 to 30 seconds to read and respond to the question, and then move on to the next question as a group. Is cheating the new norm for students? I certainly hope not, but as long as teachers are aware that cheating may take place, we should also try to make it as difficult as possible so that in the end, the cheaters are the losers.